Hello guys, sarang Asep di dia. Hayu orang diajar Inggris babarengan. Don't be shy, tong sieun salah. Nu penting mah wani nyoba.
Long, long ago, in the green and beautiful land of Pasundan, where mountains stood like silent guardians and rivers flowed through valleys like silver ribbons, there was a peaceful kingdom called Pasir Batang. The kingdom was surrounded by forests, rice fields, waterfalls, and misty hills. Every morning, the sound of birds filled the air. Farmers worked in the fields. Children played near the river. Traders came to the palace gate carrying fruits, spices, woven cloth, and fresh vegetables. At the heart of the kingdom stood a magnificent palace. Its walls were strong, its gardens were full of flowers, and its halls were decorated with carved wood and golden lamps. The ruler of Pasir Batang was a wise king named Prabu Tapa Agung. He was not only powerful, but also respected by his people. He listened to the poor, protected the weak, and ruled with patience. Under his leadership, Pasir Batang became a prosperous kingdom. But time is stronger than any king. As the years passed, Prabu Tapa Agung grew older. His hair turned white, his steps became slower, and his heart began to long for peace. He no longer wanted to sit on the throne every day, hearing arguments, solving disputes, and leading ceremonies. One evening, as the sun was setting behind the mountains, Prabu Tapa Agung stood on the palace balcony. He looked at his kingdom with tired but peaceful eyes.
My time as king is almost over. Pasir Batang needs a new ruler. A ruler who is strong, wise, and kind.
The king had daughters. Among them, two were often spoken about in the palace: Purbararang, the elder princess, and Purbasari Ayuwangi, the younger princess. Purbararang was beautiful, proud, and ambitious. She loved fine clothes, golden jewelry, and the sound of people praising her name. Purbasari, on the other hand, was gentle, humble, and compassionate. She treated servants with respect. She listened to the villagers. She helped the palace workers when no one was watching. Her beauty was not only on her face, but also in her heart. After many days of thought, Prabu Tapa Agung made his decision. He called his ministers, palace guards, royal advisors, and all his daughters to the great hall. The hall was silent. Everyone waited for the king to speak. Prabu Tapa Agung rose slowly from his throne.
My children, my body has grown old. I have ruled Pasir Batang for many years. Now, it is time for me to step down and live as a hermit, seeking peace and wisdom.
The people in the hall bowed their heads. The king continued.
Before I leave the throne, I must choose the next ruler of Pasir Batang.
Purbararang lifted her chin. In her heart, she was certain.
I am the eldest. Of course, father will choose me.
But then the king turned his eyes toward Purbasari.
I choose Purbasari Ayuwangi to become the next queen of Pasir Batang.
The hall became very quiet. Purbasari gasped softly.
Father, I am honored, but I'm still young. I do not know if I'm worthy.
Prabu Tapa Agung smiled.
That is why you are worthy. A good ruler does not seek power for pride. A good ruler serves the people.
The ministers bowed.
Long live Princess Purbasari!
But in the corner of the hall, Purbararang's face became dark with anger. Her hands trembled. Her eyes burned.
How could father choose her? I am the elder daughter. I should be queen. The throne belongs to me.
Beside her stood her fiancé, Raden Indrajaya, a handsome nobleman with sharp eyes and expensive clothing. He noticed Purbararang's anger. After the ceremony, He followed her into the palace garden.
My princess, your face shows a storm. What troubles you?
Purbararang turned to him.
What troubles me? My own father has insulted me. He gave the throne to Purbasari, my younger sister, a soft-hearted girl who knows nothing about power.
Indrajaya looked around to make sure no one was listening.
Then perhaps something must be done.
Purbararang's eyes narrowed.
Yes, something must be done.
That night, the palace slept under the moonlight. But Purbararang did not sleep. She walked back and forth in her room, her long hair flowing over her shoulders, her mind filled with jealousy. She remembered the people bowing to Purbasari. She remembered her father's words. She remembered the ministers praising her sister. The more she remembered, the more hatred grew in her heart. Finally, before dawn, she sent a secret message to Indrajaya. By sunrise, the two of them left the palace quietly. They rode horses through a narrow path behind the royal garden and entered a dark part of the forest. The trees there were old and twisted. The air was cold. No bird sang. Deep inside the forest lived an old witch. People feared her because she knew dark spells, strange potions, and forbidden magic. Her hut stood under a giant tree. Smoke rose from a small fire. Bones, herbs, and dried leaves hung from the roof. Purbararang stepped forward.
Old woman,
She said.
I need your help.
The witch smiled, showing crooked teeth.
Princess Purbararang, jealousy has brought you here.
Purbararang did not deny it.
My younger sister has stolen my throne. I want her removed.
The witch stirred a black liquid inside a clay bowl.
Do you want her dead?
Purbararang paused.
No, not dead. If she dies, people may pity her. I want her disgraced. I want everyone to believe she is cursed. I want her face and skin ruined, so no one will accept her as queen.
The witch laughed softly.
That can be done.
She took black powder, bitter roots, and drops of strange oil. She mixed them together and created a dark paste.
Put this on her skin. By morning, her beauty will vanish. Her body will be covered with terrible marks. People will fear her.
Purbararang took the potion. Indrajaya looked at her.
Are you sure?
Purbararang's face was cold.
I was born to be queen. I will not let Purbasari take what is mine.
They returned to the palace before anyone noticed they were gone. That evening, Purbararang visited Purbasari's chamber with a sweet smile.
My dear sister, forgive me. I was shocked yesterday. But now I understand father's decision. I want us to be close.
Purbasari smiled warmly.
Sister, I never wanted to hurt you. I hope we can rule this kingdom with love.
Purbararang held up a small golden jar.
I brought you a special body lotion.
She said.
It is made from rare flowers. It will make your skin glow before your coronation.
Purbasari trusted her sister.
Thank you, sister.
That night, Purbasari used the lotion. At first, it smelled sweet, but soon her skin began to burn. She felt pain all over her body. She cried out, but no one heard her clearly because the palace was already asleep. By morning, terrible black spots had appeared on her skin. Her face was swollen. Her arms and neck were covered with marks. When the palace servants saw her, they screamed. "The princess is cursed!" someone shouted. The news spread quickly. Ministers came. Guards came. Palace women came. Finally, Prabu Tapa Agung came. When he saw Purbasari, his face filled with sadness.
My daughter, What has happened to you?
Purbasari cried.
I do not know, father. I went to sleep, and when I woke up, my body was like this.
Purbararang stepped forward, pretending to be worried.
Father, this may be a sign from the heavens. Perhaps Purbasari is not meant to be queen.
Purbasari looked at her sister in shock.
Sister,
If the people see their future queen in this condition, they will be afraid. They will think the kingdom is cursed.
Some ministers whispered among themselves. Prabhutapa Agung's heart was broken. He loved Purbasari, but he also feared unrest in the kingdom. Purbararang saw his hesitation and pressed harder.
For the safety of Pasir Batang, Purbasari must be sent away until the curse is gone.
The king closed his eyes. His voice trembled when he finally spoke.
Purbasari, my daughter. I must ask you to leave the palace for a while. You will stay in the forest. A hut will be built for you. When you are healed, you may return.
Purbasari felt as if the floor had disappeared beneath her.
father, I have done nothing wrong.
I know,
Said the king, his eyes wet with tears.
but I do not know how to protect both you and the kingdom.
Purbasari bowed her head.
If this is your command, father, I will obey.
Purbararang looked away to hide her smile. The next morning, Purbasari left the palace. Only a few servants walked with her. No music played. No royal umbrella shaded her. No one cheered. She wore a plain cloth and carried only a small bundle of food. The road to the forest was long. Every step took her farther from the life she knew. Birds sang above her, but their songs sounded lonely. When they reached a quiet clearing, the servants built a small hut from bamboo, wood, and leaves. One old palace guard, kind-hearted and loyal, bowed before her. "Princess," he said, "I cannot disobey the king, but my heart is with you. Please stay strong. Truth may sleep, but it never dies." Purbasari nodded.
Thank you, uncle.
Then the servants left. For the first time in her life, Purbasari was truly alone. The forest was beautiful but frightening. At night, she heard strange sounds: owls calling, leaves moving, animals walking in the dark. She sat inside her hut and hugged her knees.
I was going to serve my people. Now I have nothing.
Days passed. Purbasari learned to collect water from a stream. She gathered fruits and leaves. Sometimes she cried. Sometimes she prayed. Sometimes she simply sat and listened to the wind. But the forest was not cruel to her. Slowly, animals began to approach. A deer watched her from behind the trees. A bird dropped a small fruit near her door. A squirrel came close, then ran away. A group of monkeys played in the branches above her hut. Among them was one strange black monkey. He was different from the others. His fur was dark, almost like the night sky. His eyes were bright and intelligent. He did not behave like an ordinary animal. The first time he came, he placed bananas near Purbasari's door. Purbasari looked at him.
Are these for me?
The black monkey nodded. Purbasari stared in surprise.
You understand me?
The monkey tilted his head. Purbasari smiled for the first time in many days.
Thank you.
The next day, the monkey brought flowers. The day after that, he brought fresh fruit. When Purbasari went to the river, he followed her from tree to tree, making sure no wild animal came too close. Purbasari began to call him Lutung Kasarung, the lost black monkey.
You are strange, but you are kind.
The monkey sat beside her quietly. Purbasari looked at her reflection in the water. The black marks still covered her skin.
Everyone is afraid of me now. But you are not.
The monkey looked at her with gentle eyes.
I wish you could speak. Then I would have someone to talk to.
The monkey lowered his head as if he understood every word. What Purbasari did not know was that Lutung Kasarung was not truly a monkey. He was Sangyang Guruminda, a noble being from the heavenly realm. In the heavens, he had once been proud. He had believed his beauty and power made him greater than others. Because of that pride, he was sent down to earth in the form of a black monkey. He could only return to his true form when he learned humility and when someone loved him sincerely, not because of his appearance, but because of his heart. At first, he had wandered through the forest, lost and ashamed. But when he met Purbasari, he saw a heart that remained gentle even after being betrayed. So he stayed. He protected her. He served her without asking for anything in return. And slowly, in that lonely forest, a bond grew between a cursed princess and a cursed prince. One night, the full moon rose above the forest. Its light fell on the trees, the river, and the small hut where Purbasari slept. Lutung Kasarung sat outside, watching the sky. He could hear Purbasari inside the hut.
Father,
She whispered in her sleep.
why did you send me away? I miss the palace. I miss my people.
Lutung Kasarung's heart ached. He walked away from the hut and climbed the hill behind the forest. There, under the moonlight, he sat in silence. Then he prayed, O Divine Mother, O Sunan Ambu, if I must remain in this form, I accept it. But please help Purbasari. She has done no wrong. Her suffering comes from another person's jealousy. Give her healing. Give her strength. The wind became still. The moonlight grew brighter. Suddenly, the ground before him trembled. A soft glow appeared between the rocks. Water began to rise from the earth, clear and shining. It formed a small lake, calm as a mirror. Flowers bloomed around it, even though it was night. The water carried a sweet fragrance. Lutung Kasarung knew the prayer had been answered. The next morning, he went to Purbasari. She was sitting near the hut, weak and sad. Lutung Kasarung gently pulled the edge of a cloth.
What is it?
The monkey pointed toward the hill.
You want me to follow you?
He nodded. Purbasari followed him through the trees. They walked until they reached the hidden lake. Purbasari stopped.
What a beautiful place!
Something even more surprising happened. Lutung Kasarung spoke.
Princess Purbasari, bathe in this water.
Purbasari stepped back.
You can speak?
Yes,
Who are you?
one day you will know. But for now, trust me. This water was given to heal you.
Purbasari looked at the lake. Its surface shone like crystal. She was afraid, but she had learned to trust the black monkey who had cared for her. Slowly, she stepped into the water. The moment the water touched her skin, warmth spread through her body. The pain disappeared. The black marks faded. Her wounds closed. Her face became bright again. When she looked at her reflection, her skin was clean. Her beauty had returned. Tears filled her eyes.
I am healed.
She whispered.
I am truly healed.
She turned to Lutung Kasarung.
You saved me.
Lutung Kasarung lowered his head.
No, princess. Your patience saved you. Your pure heart called for help.
Purbasari knelt beside him.
Still, I thank you. You have been kinder to me than many humans.
The forest seemed to celebrate. Birds sang. Leaves danced in the wind. Sunlight poured through the branches. For the first time since her exile, Purbasari felt hope. Not far from the forest, There were villagers who often gathered firewood. One morning, they saw Purbasari near the stream. They were shocked. "Is that Princess Purbasari?" one villager whispered. "It cannot be," said another. "The princess was cursed. But look at her. She is beautiful again." The news traveled quickly, from the forest to the village, from the village to the market, from the market to the palace. By sunset, everyone in Pasir Batang had heard the same rumor. Princess Purbasari has been healed. Inside the palace, Purbararang heard the news and slammed her hand onto the table.
Impossible! If she returns, the people may support her again.
That will not happen. What will you do?
I will challenge her. If she wants to return to the palace, she must prove she's better than me.
The next morning, Purbararang prepared a royal visit to the forest. She wore her finest dress, golden ornaments, and a crown like hairpiece. Indrajaya came with her, dressed proudly like a prince. Guards, servants, and several ministers followed them. When they reached Purbasari's hut, Purbararang was stunned. Purbasari stood before her, calm and graceful, her beauty restored. For a moment, Purbararang could not speak. Then she forced a smile.
My dear sister, I heard you were healed. How wonderful!
Purbasari bowed politely.
Thank you, sister.
Purbararang looked around and saw Lutung Kasarung sitting near Purbasari.
So this ugly monkey is still with you?
He is my friend.
A princess with a monkey as a friend. How touching.
The guards laughed softly. Indrajaya smiled with arrogance. Purbasari said nothing. Purbararang stepped closer.
Do not think you can return to the throne so easily. If you want your place back, you must prove that you are more worthy than I am.
Purbasari looked at her.
What proof do you want?
Purbararang touched her long hair.
First, we shall compare our hair. A queen must have beauty and grace. Whoever has longer, more beautiful hair shall win.
Purbasari did not want to compete, but the ministers watched. The guards watched. Even the forest seemed silent. Purbararang loosened her hair. It fell down her back, long and shiny. People murmured. Princess Purbararang's hair is very long. Then Purbasari loosened her hair. Her hair flowed down like a dark river, longer and softer than Purbararang's. The people gasped. Purbararang's face turned red.
Calm yourself.
Purbararang clenched her fists.
Fine,
She said.
you win this challenge. But hair is not enough.
Purbasari sighed.
What else do you want, sister?
Purbararang smiled sharply.
A queen must have a noble companion. I have Raden Indrajaya, a handsome and noble man. Where is your fiancé?
Purbasari became silent. She had no fiancé. She had lived alone in the forest. Purbararang laughed.
Do you see? You cannot be queen. You have no noble partner. No man would choose you after your disgrace.
Purbasari's heart hurt, but she did not show it. Then she looked at Lutung Kasarung. He had protected her. He had brought food when she was hungry. He had stayed when others left. He had prayed for her healing. His body was that of a monkey, but his heart was noble. Purbasari stepped forward and placed her hand gently on his head.
This is the one who stood by me.
A monkey? Your fiancé is a monkey? Then this contest is already over.
Purbasari looked down at Lutung Kasarung. Her voice was soft but clear.
I do not care what others see. I know what I have seen. When I was alone, he stayed. When I was hungry, he brought food. When I was hopeless, he gave me hope. If loyalty, kindness, and courage mean anything, then he is nobler than any prince.
The laughter faded. Lutung Kasarung looked at Purbasari. In that moment, he knew her words were sincere. She did not choose him because he was handsome. She did not choose him because he was powerful. She chose him because she saw his heart. The curse began to break. The sky darkened, though it was still day. A wind moved through the forest. Leaves flew in circles around Lutung Kasarung. A bright white light surrounded him. People stepped back in fear,
What is happening?
cried Purbararang. Lutung Kasarung stood still. His black fur disappeared. His body changed. His small form grew taller. His face became human. His eyes shone like stars. When the light faded, a handsome young man stood where the monkey had been. He wore noble clothing that seemed woven from sunlight and clouds. The people fell silent. Purbasari stared in wonder. The young man bowed before her.
Princess Purbasari, I am Sangyang Guruminda. I was cursed to live on earth as Lutung Kasarung until I learned humility and received sincere love. Because of your pure heart, the curse is broken.
You were never only a monkey.
Guruminda smiled.
And you were never only a princess. You are a woman of courage, patience, and kindness.
The people bowed their heads. Indrajaya's face turned pale. Purbararang could not believe what she saw. Guruminda stood beside Purbasari. Now, said one minister quietly, who can deny that Princess Purbasari is worthy? But Purbararang was not ready to surrender. Her pride was wounded. Her jealousy burned hotter than before.
No, this is trickery. Magic does not prove worthiness.
Guruminda looked at her calmly.
What proof do you seek now?
If you are truly noble and powerful, then face Indrajaya. Let strength decide.
Indrajaya hesitated. He had expected to stand beside Purbararang and be admired, not to fight a heavenly prince. But with everyone watching, he could not refuse. He stepped forward.
Very well. I will fight.
The guards formed a circle. The ministers stood aside. Purbasari looked worried.
Guruminda, I do not want violence.
Guruminda answered gently.
Do not fear. I will not fight with anger.
Indrajaya drew his kris. Guruminda did not draw a weapon. Indrajaya frowned.
Will you face me empty-handed?
A true warrior does not need cruelty to win.
Indrajaya attacked first. He moved quickly, swinging his weapon toward Guruminda. But Guruminda stepped aside with ease. His movements were calm, like flowing water. Indrajaya attacked again and again. Each time, Guruminda avoided him. The people watched in amazement. Finally, Indrajaya grew angry. He rushed forward with all his strength. Guruminda turned, touched Indrajaya's wrist, and gently twisted the weapon from his hand. The kris fell to the ground. Then, Guruminda placed one hand on Indrajaya's shoulder and pushed him back. Indrajaya fell onto the grass. The fight was over. No blood was spilled. No one was injured. Guruminda stepped back.
I do not wish to humiliate you. Stand up.
Indrajaya lowered his head. He knew he had lost. Purbararang's face collapsed. Her plans had failed. Her lies had been exposed. Her pride had led her into shame. The ministers now understood everything. One of them stepped forward. Princess Purbararang, he said, you accused Purbasari falsely. You caused her exile. You tried to steal the throne. The guards moved closer. Purbararang trembled. For the first time, she looked not proud, but afraid. She fell to her knees before Purbasari.
Sister, forgive me. I was jealous. I hated you because father chose you. I wanted the throne so badly that I forgot my own heart. I hurt you. I lied. I sent you away.
Purbasari looked at her sister. The forest was silent. Everyone waited. Purbasari had every reason to punish Purbararang. She had been betrayed. She had been cursed. She had been thrown out of her home. But Purbasari remembered the loneliness of the forest. She remembered how pain could change a heart. She remembered that a queen must protect justice, but also understand mercy. She walked toward Purbararang. Purbararang lowered her head, expecting anger. But Purbasari touched her shoulder.
I forgive you.
Purbararang looked up in disbelief.
You forgive me?
Yes, but you must also change. A heart ruled by jealousy will never know peace.
Purbararang wept.
I will change. I promise.
Purbasari turned to the ministers.
Let no one harm her. Let her return to the palace, not as queen, but as my sister.
The people were moved. Guruminda looked at Purbasari with deep respect.
You are truly worthy of the throne.
The journey back to the palace was very different from Purbasari's journey into exile. When she had left, she walked in shame and silence. Now she returned with honor. Villagers gathered along the road. They brought flowers, fruits, and woven cloth. Children ran beside the procession, calling her name. Princess Purbasari has returned! The true queen has returned! Prabu Tapa Agung heard the news before she reached the palace. The old king came down from the royal hall himself. When he saw Purbasari, healthy and radiant, tears filled his eyes.
My daughter, I have wronged you.
Purbasari held her father's hands.
You were afraid for the kingdom, father. I understand.
The king looked at Purbararang, who stood behind her with her head lowered.
And you?
Purbararang knelt.
Father, I was the cause of everything. I asked for dark magic. I lied. I hurt Purbasari.
The king's face became stern, but Purbasari spoke first.
I have forgiven her.
Prabu Tapa Agung looked at his youngest daughter. In that moment, he saw what he had always believed. Purbasari had the heart of a queen. Then he looked at Guruminda.
And who is this young man?
Guruminda bowed.
I am Sanghyang Guruminda. I lived in the forest as Lutung Kasarung. Your daughter showed me kindness when others saw only ugliness. Because of her, I am free from my curse.
Prabu Tapa Agung nodded slowly.
Then you have both been tested.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Said Guruminda. The king turned to the ministers.
Prepare the coronation. Pasir Batang shall have its rightful queen.
The next day, the palace was decorated with flowers, golden cloth, and banners. Gamelan music echoed through the halls. Drums sounded from the courtyard. People came from every village in the kingdom. Farmers, traders, soldiers, elders, children, and palace servants all gathered to witness the coronation. Purbasari walked into the great hall wearing a simple but elegant royal dress. She did not cover herself with too much gold. Her beauty came from calmness, not pride. Beside her walked Sanghyang Guruminda. Purbararang stood among the royal family, no longer wearing a proud expression. Her face was quiet. Her eyes showed regret, but also relief. Prabu Tapa Agung rose from the throne for the last time.
My people, I once chose Purbasari because I believed she had the heart to rule. Then darkness and deception separated her from us. but truth has returned. Today, I give the throne of Pasir Batang to the one who has proven her patience, courage, and mercy.
He placed the royal crown upon Purbasari's head.
From this day forward, Purbasari Ayuwangi is Queen of Pasir Batang.
The people cheered.
Long live Queen Purbasari!
The sound rose like thunder. Purbasari sat on the throne, but she did not smile with pride. She looked at the people and remembered the forest. She remembered hunger, loneliness, fear, kindness from animals, help from a black monkey, a lake born from prayer. Then she spoke.
My people, I accept this throne not as a prize, but as a responsibility. A kingdom is not built by power alone. It is built by truth, kindness, and justice. I have suffered because of jealousy, but I have also survived because of loyalty. Let Pasir Batang become a kingdom where the weak are protected, where truth is honored, and where no one is judged only by appearance.
The people listened in silence. Then they bowed. Guruminda stood beside her, proud not because he had become handsome again, but because he had learned humility. Purbararang watched her sister and understood at last. Power taken by force brings fear. Power given through trust brings peace.
Under Queen Purbasari's rule, Pasir Batang grew even more peaceful. He visited villages often. She listened to farmers, helped widows, protected children, and gave fair judgment in disputes. She ordered that forest lands be respected because the forest had once protected her. She built a small sanctuary near the hidden lake, not as a place of fear, but as a place of gratitude. People called it the Lake of Healing. Whenever someone felt hopeless, they would remember the story of the princess who lost everything but kept her kindness. Guruminda stayed beside Purbasari as a husband and companion. He no longer carried the arrogance he once had in the heavens. He had learned that true nobility was not found in beauty, strength, or divine power. It was found in service. Purbararang also changed. At first, people distrusted her. They remembered what she had done. But Purbasari gave her duties, not royal power, but responsibility. She asked Purbararang to help care for the palace gardens and organize food for poor families. Slowly, Purbararang learned humility. One afternoon, she came to Purbasari in the garden.
Sister, I used to think being queen meant being above everyone.
Purbasari looked at her gently.
And now?
Purbararang lowered her eyes.
Now I see that being queen means carrying everyone's burden.
Purbasari smiled.
That is the beginning of wisdom.
The two sisters sat together beneath a flowering tree. For the first time in many years, there was no jealousy between them. Only silence, memory, and the chance to begin again. And so, the story of Lutung Kasarung lived on in the land of Pasundan. Parents told it to their children at night. Storytellers sang it in villages. Teachers shared it as a lesson about kindness, patience, and the danger of jealousy. Some people remembered it as the story of a princess who was betrayed. Some remembered it as the story of a heavenly prince who became a black monkey. Some remembered it as a love story. But the wisest people remembered its deepest lesson. Do not judge someone by appearance. A black monkey may hide a noble soul. A beautiful face may hide a jealous heart. A person who suffers may become stronger. And a true leader is not the one who demands the throne, but the one whose heart is ready to serve. In the forest of Pasundan, when the moon is full and the wind moves softly through the trees, some say the spirit of Lutung Kasarung still watches over those who are lonely, betrayed, or forgotten. And if their hearts remain kind, help may come in a form they never expected. The end.